Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. From wherever you're joining this session, welcome to today's session of Get Onto the Money Frequency of Your Purpose. I'm very excited to be here today because, a lot of us are searching for our purpose. And a lot of us know our purpose, but we don't know how to achieve it. And for some of those who have achieved their purpose, you probably don't know how to start earning, with your purpose, how to live on purpose and earn from it. So today it's all about how do we get onto the money frequency of your purpose? Because of course, you want to do something that fulfills you, something that accomplishes you, but at the same time you want to earn from it as well. It shouldn't be something that you're just giving away from free and you're earning nothing from it. That really wouldn't be fun at all, would it? So today I'll talk about how to get onto the money frequency of your purpose. So in other words, how can you start attracting, clients and money through your purpose and start living the kind of life that you want? So I'm just going to share my story around, how I landed on my purpose. My journey started in the year 2014. And, it's been an interesting journey because that is when I first came across my mentor, Bob Proctor's movie and the book, The Secret. Some of you might have heard about The Secret. It talks about the law of attraction. And, at that time is when I had started realizing that I wanted to help people, live a better life. But I had seen a lot of people being coaches, and I felt like I wanted to do something more than that, because what I wanted to do was to help people drive permanent results rather than having to stay with me for a lifetime. I'd want them to help them in such a way that whatever it is that I do with them has a lifelong impact on them. So that time I couldn't quite place my finger on what was exactly happening, what exactly I wanted to do. All I knew is that I wanted to impact people's lives in a very positive manner, by giving them strategies, tools, and systems that would help them live a better life. All right. Now, my journey took quite a while before I could realize it because, I was in the corporate world and, I was in a place where I wasn't feeling fulfilled. I was fatigued all the time. I was in fear. So I couldn't express myself. I couldn't be my best creative self. And I came from a background where I was never allowed to make any decisions. So I was never taught how to make any decisions for myself. All my decisions are always made for me. And what this did to me was that when I was in the corporate world, trying to earn an income, I was never a decision maker. And that meant that when I was in my leadership positions, I couldn't make decisions. I was always waiting for my supervisor or my leader to make decisions on my behalf. And that's the straight recipe for failure. For those of who you're leaders, you know exactly what I mean. Because when you are a leader, you have to be a decision maker. You can't afford not to be a decision maker. Now, a lot of these things frustrated me, but I didn't understand why I wasn't growing as much as I wanted to grow in the corporate world, right? It led to a lot of fatigue, frustration, lack of fulfillment. And of course, what I was doing, I was not aligned with whatever it is that I was pursuing. Every day I'd be like, when will this day come to an end? When will the weekend arrive? I wasn't really happy and fulfilled with whatever it is that I was doing. Now, what happened, when that was happening to me? I kept moving from jobs to job. I kept jumping jobs, thinking that the next job will be better, the next job will be better, not realizing that that exactly wasn't my purpose. That wasn't what I was meant to be doing in the first place. So if you are in a place, where you feel that your days are not fulfilled, you're always waiting for your day to end, or you're always waiting for the weekend to arrive, then you should know. And you're feeling fatigued, you feel like by the end of the day you don't feel happy and energized, you feel out of energy, you feel like you just want to go to bed at the end of the day. That means you're not following your purpose. That's exactly what it means. All right. So in 2018, now, as I said, I kept going on. I kept looking for the next best job, right? And this didn't fulfill me either. And in 2018, I lost my father. And in 2019, I was actually fired from one of the corporate jobs. Why? Because of lack of performance. All my inabilities eventually caught up with me, right? And my lack of being fulfilled also caught up with me. The fear, inability to make decisions, the inability to be an effective leader. Everything caught up with me. And also the fact that I wasn't really I didn't enjoy being in the corporate world. So all that caught up with me. And in 2019, I lost my corporate job. And, at that time, I felt like everything had come down on me. I felt like, there was a major downturn in my life. But guess what? That only turned out to be a blessing in disguise. So what did I do? When you are hit with such circumstances where you feel like you've lost everything, what do? You go search for answers, isn't it? It's very natural. So I went searching for answers, and it took me 2 years to come across what I am now doing. So I came across my mentor, Bob Proctor, in the year 2021. And it's him who gave me the opportunity to work on myself and to realize that the process that he took me through had such a huge impact on my life that I wanted to do the same thing for other people. So that's when I landed on my purpose. So I discovered my purpose through my mentor, Bob Proctor, and life has never been the same after that. And the amazing thing is that, when you discover your purpose, there is absolutely all the possibilities for you to start getting on the money frequency of your purpose, meaning you can actually start earning money via your purpose. You don't have to have your days filled with things that you don't love doing. You live your life only once. Why should you do things that you don't enjoy doing, right? Why should you waste your time doing something that you don't love doing, right? You should pursue whatever it is that you really want to do. So let's talk a bit about purpose before I talk about how to get onto the money frequency. So your purpose refers to the reason or meaning behind your existence and the specific goals and values that drive your life. So think about the values that really resonate with you. What kind of person are you? What do you enjoy doing on a day-to-day basis? What are the specific things that you do on a daily basis that really make you happy, right? So it's often associated with doing something that's meaningful or fulfilling. So what exactly fulfills you? And these are things that you recognize when you take time to sit down with yourself and reflect. Sometimes we are cornered by so much noise. We are surrounded by so much noise in our environment, by so many interruptions on a daily basis, that we never really get the opportunity to really sit and reflect. What it is that really makes you happy, what it is that really fulfills you and feels like you really made a huge contribution, to the people and the society around you. So purpose, it suggests that money should not be the ultimate goal when you're living on purpose, but it's apparently money is an outcome of your life's purpose or mission. And that is what purpose is about. Your purpose is driven from your spirit. It's your calling, and it's what you love to do. And it's not something, where time just flies, but it lets time flow. So time actually flows when you're doing something that's very meaningful and fulfilling to you. So today I really want you to think about this, what it is that you really love to do, where you feel you are making a contribution to the people around you, to the society around you, to the economy around you, that's bettering people's lives, that's making you feel fulfilled. It's something that you've been waiting to do for many, many years. But because of all the internal and external noise, you haven't been able to accomplish it. Now, as I said, most of us get stuck in the how of how you are going to pursue that purpose. When I talk about external noise, I mean, your family needs you, the people around need you, they have certain expectations of you. They formed a certain concept of you that also makes you feel like, if I pursue my purpose, what are the people around me going to think of me? We're always worried about what people say, isn't it? And people around us always tell us that, hey, where are the resources going to come from? Is this really going to work? How are you really going to go about it? Do you really have a plan? Now, let me just be very clear about something here. When I started pursuing my purpose, which is to help people like you, move to the next level effortlessly, to help you find your purpose and multiply your income, I had no idea how I was going to do it. But I had the full faith and trust that because it comes from my spirit, I'm actually listening to my calling and following my calling. I am able going to be succeed. I'm going to be able to succeed in it unconditionally, with a guarantee. And when it comes from your spirit, you just know it. And that's another thing that I like to mention here, because we have all this external noise happening around us all the time. So what do? We don't listen to our inner voice. We don't listen to it. You're not listening to your intuition when it's telling you that this is exactly what you should be doing, right? So that's some of the external noise, like the people around you, your current experiences, your personal and professional circumstances, your economic conditions. You're letting all these things drive you instead of you letting your purpose drive you. So, what I'd like you to know is that, I really want to encourage you to allow your purpose to drive you instead of your circumstances driving you. All right, your economic conditions driving you, the people around telling you what it is that you need to be doing. People's expectations really pin us down, right? They don't let us follow what it is that we want to do in our lives, right? Now, in addition to the external voice, there's also an internal voice, that determines the internal noise that gives you all the reasons why you can't do something. Have you heard yourself saying that I'd love to do this, I wish I could do this, right? But then there's a voice that comes and tells you that, hey, how do you think you're going to be able to achieve this? How the hell is it going to happen? You don't have the time, you don't have the money, people around you need you. Remember what my dad said, you remember what my spouse said, remember what my boss always says about the economy. So it's not really going to be possible for you to achieve this or follow this. But today I'm going to show you how you can get onto the frequency of your purpose and how you can get onto the money frequency of your purpose. So not just getting onto the frequency of your purpose, but how you can start earning money through your purpose. And this is very, very crucial. This is a very important aspect of your life, because if you don't live a fulfilled life, if you don't do what it is that you really love to do, you'll only end up on a bed of regrets. And you absolutely do not want that, right? Another thing I'd like to mention is that you should not work for satisfaction. Sorry, you should work for satisfaction and you shouldn't work for money. When you are satisfied and fulfilled with what you're doing, money will automatically flow to you. Now, I remember, I was in the corporate world for over 15 years, but because I wasn't fulfilled, I wasn't aligned, I wasn't satisfied. I wasn't going to work for satisfaction. I was going to work to earn money, right? Just this afternoon, I was having a conversation with some of my friends, and her husband very openly mentioned to me that I'm just doing what I'm doing because I need the money. And I told him that, look, that's not going to last for a very long time, because you're not satisfied, you're not fulfilled. So you should go to work for satisfaction, for fulfillment, and not to earn money. Because when you do whatever it is that you are aligned with, money will automatically start flowing into your life. This is just how the universal laws work. And I'm going to show you exactly what this means. All right. But of course, when you want to work with fulfillment by following your purpose, for this to happen, you have to be on the right money frequency as well. When you want to work using your purpose, you want to earn money with your purpose, you have to be on the right money frequency as well to attract the right clients, the right kind of income that you wish to earn. Now, if you want to learn how to get on the right money frequency, we first have to understand what determines your money blueprint. What determines your relationship with money? Now, this is very, very important. How do you feel about money? How you view money and how much you think you can actually earn? All of us have a limit to the amount of money we think we can earn, isn't it? And what do we base this on? We base this on the size of a business, the economic conditions, right? Whatever is happening around us, what people are telling us. We base everything on things that are happening around us, outside of us, not knowing that we are actually in charge of everything that's happening to us. So your money blueprint originates from your mind. Now, when I talk about the mind, I'm not referring to your mind that you're currently using to drive strategies in your life. You're so educated, you have a lot of knowledge. The information that you seek and that you use in your life is driven from your intellectual mind. All right. Now, everyone, as we speak, You are currently making use of your intellectual mind. But guess what? This is a part of your mind that only holds 2 to 4% of your potential. Now, when I learned this, I was absolutely shocked, and that's when I understood that I had an MBA, I had all this training when I was in the corporate world. I had a lot of support from my supervisors, from my leaders. They were very good people. But how come I wasn't able to perform? How come I was so frustrated? I was not feeling aligned. Why is it that I wasn't able to give the output that was required of me? That's because I was utilizing the wrong part of my mind, right? Now, you see a lot of people who have the best qualifications, who claim that they've had the best years of experience, but they still can't perform the way they're required to perform. Why? Because you're using the wrong part of your mind, which is your intellectual mind. Your intellectual mind only gives you 2 to 4% of the outcome that you get in your life. Meaning, if you want 100% and because you're only using your intellectual mind, it only gives you 2 to 4%. When I learned this, I was absolutely shocked, but I was relieved at the same time because I felt like I had arrived at that piece of information that was missing from my life, that wasn't letting me move ahead in my life. It wasn't letting me progress. It wasn't allowing me to break through my own limitations and make me realize that I have unlimited potential and I can actually pursue my purpose and start earning money through my purpose. So the struggle at that time was never ending. Then what did I learn? I learned that my results were being driven by a part of my mind that I didn't even have control over. Now remember, I've just said that your intellectual mind gives you only 2 to 4% of the outcome that you want. So what is that part of the mind that controls 96% of your results? So this is your unconscious part of the mind that has been subjected to years of conditioning with ideas and beliefs around money. And these ideas get so stuck that all your life is being run by these ideas and beliefs around certain things. So, think about it. If you're somebody who's been wanting to follow your purpose, or you've been wanting to earn money through your purpose, you might have been working on a certain project. You might have been doing something that's just not progressing. You keep facing obstacles. Now, what I'd like you to know that it's not your fault at all that this is happening, because your results are being run by this unconscious part of your mind that you have no idea how to take charge of. And it controls 96% of all your results in your life. And this is the same part that controls your relationship with money. And if you know how to take charge of this part of your mind, then you can get onto the money frequency. So this part of the mind that controls 96% of how much money you can earn in your life and every other area of your life is known as your paradigm. Your paradigm is that part of your mind that was conditioned in the early times of your growth during your childhood, and you picked up ideas from your environment that you just accepted as true. Like I see a lot of people who feel like I can't spend a certain amount of money on myself, for instance, because I don't deserve it, or I can't fulfill my purpose because I have a family to take care of. Now, if you are somebody who's grown up in an environment where people were always struggling, or people were always conforming to what everybody else around them was telling them what to do, then this is exactly how your paradigm is formed. You believe that you have to conform to what everyone else is asking you to do, to what everyone's expectations are. And you forget about who you are in the process and what it is that you want to do as an individual, what it is that you are meant to do, right? So this is what your paradigm is. It's a stuck set of ideas that's holding you. Now, how I'd like you to understand is this. Think of an autopilot system. An autopilot system is a system that holds a plane in course. So for instance, if a plane is supposed to fly from Nairobi to London, right? The autopilot system sets it on that specific route. Now, as soon as the plane goes off route, the autopilot system brings it back on route. Now, this is an excellent system for a plane because we don't want any accidents. We don't want any plane crashes. But this is exactly what your paradigm is within your mind. Your paradigm is an autopilot system, in your mind, that keeps you on the same course year in, year out. So, at the end of this year, you'll make resolutions for next year and tell yourself that, hey, next year I'm going to do what it is that I want to do. I'll make sure that by hook or crook, I'll follow my purpose. I will do what it is that I'm meant to do, and I'll make changes in my life. But guess what? Come January, you find yourself on the same course. Why? Because when you decided to change your route, your paradigm brought you back on course. So that's exactly what your paradigm does. And because it's an unconscious part of your mind, it controls everything that happens in your mind, and it keeps you on the same level, and you have no idea how you're supposed to work on it, right? Now, apart from it determining whether you're going to follow your purpose and how much money you're going to earn with using your purpose, through your purpose in life, it controls everything else. It controls your decision making abilities. How does it control your decision making abilities? By controlling your logic. And I'm going to come to that, because decision making is something that nobody was taught. It's something that we've all had to learn over time, through our experiences, through things, through our failures, through our successes, right? So we've learned how to make decisions. However, what I'd like you to know, that most of you are making decisions in the wrong way, right? You are trying to use that part of the mind that doesn't want you to grow, and hence it controls your logic, and you let your logic control your decision making, and that doesn't let you make the right decisions. Your paradigm also controls the way you relate with people. So when you go out to network, how you relate with people, it controls your health. It controls the way you run your business. It controls the amount of money you can earn. It controls the way you manage your time. It controls your productivity levels. It controls absolutely everything. So now, going back to the money frequency, the three questions that I would like you to ask yourself today. And these are very, very important questions, because we are talking about getting on the money frequency of your purpose, right? What have you been thinking about money until now? What do you think about money? Do you think it's hard to earn money? Do you think your purpose will not be able to earn you the amount of money that you'd love to earn? What are your thoughts around money, right? Do you feel like you have to struggle in order to earn money? Do you have to work long hours in order to earn money? So that's the first question I'd really like you to reflect on today. The second question is, are you comfortable speaking about money? Are you comfortable spending money, or do you feel hesitant? Are you comfortable charging the rates that you desire in whatever profession it is that you are? Now, these are very important questions. Now, when you sit down and reflect on these questions, it gives you an idea of where your paradigm is driving you. It gives you an opportunity to identify how your paradigm is formed, is shaped when it comes to money. Now, why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because this has a very big impact on how much you can earn through your purpose. Because your thoughts around money, how you feel around money, how you feel when you spend money, all these factors, all these ideas determine whether you will be successful in earning money through your purpose or not. So let's talk about how to get onto the money frequency of your purpose. We usually have a habit of thinking of what we want, right? So right now you're thinking of what you want to earn through your purpose. But you have to think from what you want to earn. The idea is to think from where you want to be, not about, but from where you want to earn. So let me show you something, I'm just going to share my screen and show you a few things that will help you further understand what I'm trying to say. What do I mean when I say that you have to think from your idea, from your purpose, and from the amount of money that you want to earn from your purpose? All right. So just allow me to just present my screen. All right. So just have a look at this diagram. So let these lines represent levels of vibration. All right. So levels of vibration are often referred to as frequencies. Now think about, think about the radio stations. We have AM frequency and FM frequency, right? So that is how our vibrations are. that come through our thoughts. All right. So we think on frequencies. Now we think on different levels. So if you are on an FM frequency and you tune into an AM station, you'll never get there, right? So you think on certain frequencies, all right? So what happens when we think on a certain frequency? Those are the results that you get based on the frequency that you are thinking from. So look at your current results. Your current results are down there. If you can see on the slide, they're at the bottom. So when I talk about results, I'm talking about where you are with regards to your purpose and the amount of money that you're earning, right? Now, your thoughts are on that frequency, and that is why your results are on that particular frequency. So what do you want to do? You want to be up there. If you can see this, where I've written the word goal. So you are down here, but you want to be up here, right? And that is where your purpose stands. That is where the amount of money that you want to earn stands, right? So what do you need to do? You need to get onto that money frequency, onto that purpose frequency, right? So to do that, you need to change the frequency of your thoughts. And how would you do that? You would simply do that by making a decision. All right? What does decision making entail? Decision making entails knowing and deciding that you already are what it is that you want to become. You already are the person who's living on purpose, following your purpose, and earning the amount of money that you want to earn through your purpose. Now, making a decision means ignoring your current circumstances. It means not paying attention to what's going around you, what's happening with all the noise around you. That's exactly what making a decision means. All right. So I'm just going to tell you how I made a decision to become a Bob Proctor consultant. Now, remember I said that I came across my mentor, Bob Proctor, in July of 2021. And, I underwent his mindset program and framework that helped me rewire my paradigm completely. And I made a decision that I am already a consultant under Bob Proctor. I'm already a success enabler. I'm already a Proctor Gallagher Institute consultant. I made an immediate decision. Now, that practice needed an investment of $30,000. But guess what? I didn't have the money. But I made a decision. I accepted the idea that regardless of whatever is happening outside of me, regardless of me not having the money, whatever, I didn't have the resources, I didn't have the ability to invest the $30,000, but I made a decision that I already am a Proctor Gallagher consultant. So I simply accepted the idea. And that is what I did. So that is what decision making is about. So no matter what happens outside of you, when you accept the idea, you automatically move onto the frequency, right? But what are most of us doing? We are letting our current circumstances dictate where we stand in our life. So when you think of your current circumstances, your decision automatically fades and your results remain down here. So you don't make a decision based on your goal, but you make a decision based on your current results. You tell yourself, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, how am I going to do this? Is this really going to work out for me? And that's when your decision fades and you remain where you are at the moment. And this is where most of you are not able to get onto the frequency of your purpose, onto the money frequency of your purpose. When you want to earn a certain amount of money, when you want to follow your purpose in life, what you need to do is ignore your current circumstances and simply make a committed decision. All you need to do is make a committed decision. Now, when you make a committed decision, you automatically move onto the frequency of your purpose, your amount of money that you want to earn through that purpose. So a committed decision means no matter what the circumstances are, you simply accept the idea. And making a committed decision requires at least one action point to be taken in order to start thinking from your goal. So making a committed decision is about accepting the idea and thinking from that amount of money from your purpose. So think about it. A person, who has committed to following their purpose and to earn the amount of money that they want to earn, how would they act? How would they feel on a daily basis? What exactly would they do on a daily basis? So let me give you my example. You know, when I made a committed decision to become somebody who would help people like you live a better life, to help you elevate, elevate you to the next level effortlessly, I started implementing practices that would drive me closer to my goal. So I started working on myself to start shifting my paradigm, to start working on that part of my mind that was controlling 96% of my results. And guess what? At the end of all that, and I started acting like I'm already a Procter Gallagher consultant. What I was doing, I was mentoring and coaching people for free around me. I was already practicing, I was already in that. I was acting as if I am already that Procter Gallagher consultant. All right. So whatever it is that you want to do, you must start taking some action towards it. First, what you need to do is make a committed decision. When you make a committed decision, you go onto that frequency immediately and you start acting as if you already are that person. And circumstances, people, and resources will start shaping themselves to bring that towards you. So, what happened in my case? When I started acting as if I am already a Procter Gallagher consultant, after 9 months into my practices, my having made a having made a committed decision, I received a message from a lady who was connected to the Procter Gallagher Institute. She made an announcement to me to say that I have been awarded the consulting practice as a scholarship, all for free. So can you believe it? When I made a committed decision and I just accepted the idea and I started acting as if it came to me. I didn't have to go looking for it. I didn't have to go looking for the money. Yes, as I was working on it and acting as if, I did try to, find ways to get that $30,000 somehow. But guess what? None of those things worked. But because the universe had better plans for me, and it all came together when they came back to me and said that, Shalini, we are excited to award this to you for free because we know you are going to create a lot of impact through this information for us. And that was the biggest breakthrough in my life, just by making one committed decision. We always undermine the power of making decisions because we like to make decisions using our logic. Now, I made a committed decision in less than 30 seconds. When I heard that there is this opportunity, I made a decision in less than 30 seconds to become a Procter Gallagher consultant. When I did that, everything started shaping in my reality to favor my decision. And I got my practice for $30,000 all for free. So I didn't have to spend money in order to realize my purpose. All I had to do was shift my paradigm and shift the way that 96% of my mind was controlling on the results of my life. So when I started shifting everything internally, all my circumstances externally started shaping themselves to favor the circumstances in my life and to bring my purpose to me. And this is the power of making a committed decision. This is how you get onto the money frequency of your purpose. This is exactly how you do it. All right. Now, if you are somebody who is committed, who feels that you want to identify your purpose and you want to get onto your desired money frequency, and you want to start utilizing that 96% of your mind that's controlling everything in your life. Remember, I spoke about the autopilot in your mind, right? If you are serious about pursuing your purpose, you really, really want to make serious changes in your life and you feel you're worth it, get in touch with me. That is my website. You can have a look at my website, shalinigadia.com. That's my direct WhatsApp number. You can reach out to me on WhatsApp. You can also send me a DM directly based on the platform that you're watching me on today. Feel free to get in touch with me. Let's have a chat. Let's be in charge of that part of your mind. Rather than it controlling you, you be in charge. You control it and you drive your life in the direction that you would like it to go to. Why waste your life? You only live once. And thank you so much for watching this today, and let's get to working on that 96% of your mind that's controlling everything in your life. All right. Have a lovely rest of your day.